What's up?
Gee, dragonfly. Now that's fly. Right on. I guess we're gonna hang out, right? Y'all up? I seen y'all were playing movies over on Rumble, huh? Roger. There he is. Yeah, I had a few things in mind tonight. The whole egg situation popped back in my head. I did mention it earlier at the shop when we did the live. Has anyone been keeping track of the egg situation? Is that hitting your area? Because it sure has over here. What's up, Gerald? Yeah, I wanted to talk about the egg thing. And because it led me down a rabbit hole. It's funny because it's going to be like eggs, rabbits, holes, reptoids, chickens, humans. Yeah, let's see where this takes us. How was the movie? I didn't catch the flick. I did get the notification, Rumble notification. Midwest Night Watchers were, I think, playing, having cinema night. It sounded like. How'd that go? And the weird thing, I got two notifications, so I don't know. Were you having trouble again, or was there a back-to-back thriller night over on Rumble? That's super cool that you're doing that. And let's touch base. Oh, she putting some eggs up. She got the eggs. She got the eggs. There they go. Hear the sirens? Oh, that might activate the coyotes. It did last night while it was raining. The coyotes were going off, and then there were some sirens going off, and it activates the neighbors' dogs here too. And so a whole lot of howling in the rain. It was pretty cool. I was gonna try to record some, but that didn't work out too well. And it's the local coyotes. So Rumble Gremlins again, huh? Oh man. It happens. And the good thing is you have good experience. And I just deactivated the camera. It just notified me. So I noticed that. All right. So that gesture did it again there too. So we're back. Are you tracking me, camera? Yep. Yeah, the good thing you have that experience, so you know how to bounce back from that. I accidentally abandoned ship earlier, so Chica And who else was it that jumped on there? It might have been Tracy. And a salute to Tracy, who's the latest member of the channel. Super stoked. Appreciate that. Thank you, Tracy. Yeah, we were covering quickly a high speed chase that popped off earlier this evening in Los Angeles. It was in South LA. I think it might have started and ended up in like Inglewood. It was a reported DUI suspect, I believe. And the guy at one point stopped and at a mini mart at a liquor store and went inside. And I don't know if you, I don't know what he went to go get or do. And I thought it was over at that point, and I was like, you know what? Let me try going live. I didn't notice that because there's a YouTube channel we follow. What's up, Russell? Called Smoke and Scan, and he usually covers all the happenings around the city here, even like the city council meeting, he calls it. And sometimes he'll do, I think, even Chicago, and but he covers LA for the most part and all the high speed chases. He covered the fires and just big events that happen. But yeah, high speed chases is a big one. And boy, does he get traffic over there. Tonight he was saying he was managing, I think, six different platforms, six different chats. And yeah, big shout out to him. But yeah, he sometimes he won't I'll notice there's a chase on right away. And there's another guy that kind of covers chases like he does, but it two totally different styles. And Smoke and Scan is 420 friendly, hence the name. And yeah, we have a lot of fun over there. And he's really good with the sound effects and all that, and also the commentary. He's very knowledgeable about Los Angeles, a lot of the places, so you get a lot of that good input, good information over there. And again, his chats are off the hook. Um, so he wasn't on yet. And so I was like, you know what? Let me oh, what's up, Magneticus? I see you. You had action in your hood earlier too. Right on. Yeah, well, it's Friday. And so those types of activities are expected out here. And it had been a few days since I had seen a chase, but man, they just pop off. I'd seen so many last year. It was ridiculous. Sometimes I'll share them out. We had some back-to-back Corvette ones, and I think both of them got away. There's several last year where they get away. A lot of times they're letting them go also if it gets too dangerous. And yeah, there's been some bad ones too where they don't turn out too well. So you got to be careful when you're streaming that type of stuff. Then you got the streamers who go out to these locations or calls, you know, with their police scanners, and they're streaming live. And sometimes Smoke and Scan will stream those guys. So sometimes you'll get the news, the aerial footage from the helicopter, which is super cool. And the helicopter, depending on the channel they have, they're pretty teched out now. They could gauge the speed of whatever the cars that are, you know, being pursued. Or sometimes they could tell you, oh yeah, they have this map like overlay of the city, and it tells you all the streets and stuff. It gets pretty teched out there with some of the stuff that those choppers have. And it's cool to it's like being on board when you're checking those streams out like that. So it's super cool to check out. I think it's exciting. And I talked about my experiences with high speed chases out here, being young and living near the freeway exit off the 101 freeway in Hollywood. And some of those speed chases would come off right off the exit there. And yeah, a lot of them on the weekend. But nowadays, it seems like they pop off during the week, and you never know. It could be a delivery truck. It could be an ambulance. There's been cop cars taken. Last year, there was a major one, and yeah, wrecks and it is wild. But anyway, so we tried that out for a little bit, and Chi jumped on there, and someone else did for a little bit, but I deleted that. But we'll give that a shot again if it pops off like that. Not trying to take what Smoking Scan does, but hey, if he's delayed and there's something popping off that we should be checking out, we'll give it a shot. Who else we got in here? Gas, welcome. You miss putting Corvette sideways. It's funny. Neil, who I haven't heard from him in a long time, but I hear through Woo Riders DG, uh, a friend here in the YouTube. He I think is more in touch with him. I may have heard more from him, but yeah, he was on top of some of those chases and was tripping out because he's from the UK, and I guess they don't really get it like that out there. And he was surprised to see how they get down out here in Cali. And of course, you could think back to some real famous ones like OJ and what's another one that was like that? I'm sure I could think of some. Sissy, hola. What was for dinner, Sissy? Uh-oh, here we go. We ain't gonna talk about food yet. I did have a little bite to eat earlier, so I'm good to go. Got my drink ready here. Oh yeah, I got a little blackberry mate. It's this new brand. I don't know. They're pretty good, but it does have sugar in it also. So it does the job of picking you up, but sometimes it's a little too much for me. I'm not a coffee drinker. What's up, T Bone? There you are. T Bone's been lurking, and there's Lovey Love. Hey hey, ha. 50 dimes covers both sides of 25 wheels on the rails. Ha. Lovey Love is known for the ha. I gotta get that queued up here. Maybe I could sample your voice there doing the ha. Lovey Love. Everyone did their own thing. Oh, you know what I didn't do is I didn't change the title. So the title of the show is probably gonna be hanging out at the shop, which is all good. I was gonna name it Eggs Benedict. What up, wild man? There he is. We have a wild man sighting in here. It's a good thing. Cause Sovereign, I'm gonna need everyone's help tonight. Let's cook up some omelets. Anyone not good at cooking omelets? Does everyone eat eggs here? Do we need like are eggs that vital that we need to scramble for it and hoard it like they did the TP? I remember the TP situation, right? I know Wildman did. Wildman was on top of that TP situation when it was happening. 100. So yeah, the egg situation, and I remember that I was mentioning things about it. We kind of touched on little things here and there when we heard about the UFO UAP. And what else? I mean, did anyone go down deep on that whole situation? Uh, did anyone feel like that incident uh, pushed the whole UFO thing or UAP thing forward a bit? Did it get us closer, any closer to disclosure? I didn't hear anyone really. Some people touched on it on a few shows, I think, here and there. And cool. Let's see. I'm getting messages. Sweet. All right. Yeah, omelets are different than scrambled, says Love, with all the fixins. Yeah, does anyone feel a little any closer to disclosure? I'm sure Magneticus probably does. That was you, Wild Man. I didn't hear anything. Yeah. See, we need to hear your voice, man. When you gonna jump on here and chop it up, bro? Because you have you have a lot to say. I know Magneticus does too. We'll get those guys on, maybe on a panel. And I see Jonocide. What up? You could naked a mean omelet. Whoa. I don't know if I want to see that. Uh-oh. Russell got waxed. Uh-huh. I won't I'll let you say that comment. So yeah, the egg UFO, maybe some don't know. And yeah, we pulled it up like 3 times. I was showing that quite a bit. El huevo, a huevo. There's a saying in Mexican Spanish, and you say huevo, that's egg, huevo. If you're gonna pronounce it how it's spelled with an H. And yeah, the saying goes a huevo, meaning, and if you translate it straight, it's like almost like the egg, or, but all aboard, folks. Here we go. Y'all better know by now. Grab your tickets. The train is here. Hmm. So there it is. Here, let's play that a little bit. No sound. I remember this one. Ah, huevo, just do it like Nike. And Sav, Wildman, is the Nike swoosh really the ring of Saturn? All right, I want to hear some comments about this egg. Is the Nike swoosh really the ring of Saturn? Oh my. Fart bots, where? Y'all handle them. You gotta handle that, Wild Man, if we get any fart bots. So yeah, I wasn't. It was cool to see that this was happening, and but I know the mainstreamers were like, "Ooh, the egg," and so yeah, there was this. Did watch the interview with the pilot? No, I didn't, and I think you might have told me about an interview. But this is when the egg thing first started getting in my radar. And I was like, all right, that's trippy. And then, yeah, we showed, because it reminded me of some of the orbs we get outside of the shop, which I didn't load up any personal videos. I think maybe a couple, but yeah, sometimes the orbs will have a weird little shape to it, and they seem to change shape as well. So sometimes they're you could say egg shape. Anyone like pickled eggs? Who was talking about pickled quailed eggs the other night? I think someone was mentioning that, right? No pickled pig feet. You get that out here in the hood at the liquor store, right at checkout. Yeah, T Bone throwing up peace signs. What's going on, T Bone? Where'd you go? So yeah, any Gerald, what's your feedback on this? Could I get some feedback from the peeps? Was this a go? Was this a real thing? Where's I heard there was some sort of like inscription on the side of it. Was it like hieroglyphs or something? Hmm. So then that's when the egg thing started getting on my radar. So I was like, all right, here we go. Eggs, UFOs, and what else came up after that? Yeah, then I started hearing about like people mentioning online something about egg prices and I was like, well, I haven't been buying eggs, so I'm not really worried about that. But then I started hearing that things started getting out of control out there. And not sure if you folks heard, but yeah, carton crisis here at the U.S. Sun. Costco members fight over eggs as whole delivery vanishes in 10 minutes as as shortage sparks panic buying. Oof. 10 minutes. They cleared out the pallets, the blue pallets. And and I heard there was like some fighting in the parking lot and it got wild. Anyone seen those videos? I heard they hit the internet. You prefer oh yeah. You mean kimchi? I'm a fan of kimchi. We like making our own kimchi when possible. There's some good kimchi that I've had lately too with they do the cabbage also, but they did it with seaweed. Sulfur. Wild man. That's what they report around cryptids and ETs. Also certain entities, right? Ghost apparitions and I'm sure the Hat Man probably smells like that sometimes. But yeah, it's getting wild. It's looking like Walmart up in Costco. Watch out. And depending on what cost, I mean, man, you got to be careful because I wouldn't mess with some of those Costco shoppers either, let alone Walmart. That's a whole other beast. But yeah, you got to be careful at Costco as well. Hmm. So the egg situation is boiling. Anyone, y'all get down with hard boiled eggs? Anyone? Hard boiled eggs. What's the technique for the hard boiled egg? There's a whole technique to it, right? You know, there's what is it? You have to boil it for a certain amount of minutes, then do the cold thing, or put them in ice, and then what's your technique for the boiled egg? Do you boil eggs? Have you ever had your eggs boiled? How do you like your eggs? Sunny side up, Benedict, Rancheros, Buffaleros. sunny side up, sunny side down for dinner. Don't give Wild Man huevos buffaleros. That'll be a bad situation there. Not in the chat, Wild Man. Not tonight. If so, then make sure you air things out. And yeah, the egg thing continues. Can you believe it? I could. 2025. It's been getting weirder and weirder and weirder. Kind of scary at sometimes. At some points. And so all this is happening in my world, and I think some of you were mentioning also some of the egg things. So I was hearing it from some of y'all, from the grapevine, online, you name it. And the other morning we started getting caught up in traffic, and some of it was due to the protests. You know, we've been having protests out here in LA, uh, which I don't recommend anyone getting involved with. And if you're out there protesting, hey, do your thing. Just don't block traffic and keep it safe. There was 3 fights today. It was the youngsters. The youth have been out the past few days. I guess the adults did it the first 3 days, and now the high school students are out there. And out here, I don't know how it is in other states or maybe in other parts of California or wherever you may be. But yeah, out here the students, like, and I remember in high school too, like, you know, things you didn't have we'd have fights and we'd have actual race wars out here in LA. There was, you know, the race wars. Jeez. It's a trip. But yeah, then you have your gang fights, crew fights, whatever, the cat fights, the ladies, whatever. You had it all. But yeah, so there was rival schools out at City Hall and high school kids, and it you know, several fights broke out and a stabbing. And what's the code word for? Is it shanking? What do you use on the tube for poking? Is there a code word for that one? Somebody. So yeah, quite a bit happening. Traffic, and it was due to that. But then there was one particular morning just the other day, and it was, I guess it was the 5 freeway. Bro got caught up in it, my brother, and I ended up getting a little bit of traffic as well that morning, and I figured it was the same situation. But no, when I spoke to my brother, he said that there was some sort of wreck of a big rig, and I believe it was on the 5 freeway. And yeah, that caused some backup in the area, in a few areas. And here it is. Huevo truck crash causing major delays on 5 freeway in East LA homes. Yeah. Yeah. So for those that don't know, our shop, you know, we've been streaming from there, or you'll hear us mention the shop is in East LA as well. So I'm very familiar where this happened. And yeah, what do you know? Something else to add to the egg crisis. Egg delivery crashes. I'm sure some of those eggs got salvaged. Someone must have jumped out there. I know East LA. There was actually I think it was an Amazon truck recently, a few weeks ago, that crashed also in East LA somewhere, and stuff all over the place. And Looked like some interesting members of the community were helping clean that up. Ah, so yeah, egg truck crash here. Boom. How about that? Omelets on the five for breakfast. Where you at, chat? I gotta find you all. I'm scrolling. What's Wildman saying? Jonocide, you still in here? All right, there he is. He says, "Yep, love me some deviled." Oh, do you, Jonathan? Do you sprinkle a little cayenne on top too? Deviled eggs remind me. I think it was in Ace Ventura when. Here we go talking about Jim Carrey again. Woo! Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. So yeah, anyone else got any other egg news? Any eggnog? Anyone left over from the holidays, perhaps? Eggy Wags, Clockworks Orange. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everything's connected somehow. Hopefully, we'll be touching on some more things connected to the huevos. And of course, recently I've been tapping into the donut factory. Donuts. Y'all have a favorite donut shop, donut spot? Krispy Kreme. I remember when the Krispy Kreme craze hit out here. We thought it was like something new, but I guess they've been around for a while. But it was new to us, and wow, yeah, it was. You could eat a whole dozen of those things, no problem. Just the regular ones, right? Glazed ones. And it used to be a special thing. But yeah, no, we got one nearby here now. They got not delivery, but they have drive through. But yeah, no, there's some other local, really good local donut spots. Yes, I had a donut the other day. My bro hit me off with one, and I ate it. It was good, and it was really good actually. I was like, "Whoa, where'd you get these?" And yeah, it's a special little spot, and they just got that magic on how to make donuts, donuts y coffee. You thought it was cayenne pepper too for them deviled eggs? Yeah, isn't it? Back later. Okay, T-Bone. T-Bone's probably having a T-bone steak tonight. But yeah, here we are at the donut factory. And Donut is in Japan having some fun out there, I bet. And I've been checking his stuff out. Really good stuff. I like how he goes into current events and gives you his bird's eye view of things. And this was before I even had tapped into some of the things we're touching on tonight. But yeah, he dropped this little 8-minute vid not too long ago, 4 hours ago. And yes, titled because yeah, it's Super Bowl Sunday, right? Y'all doing anything? Y'all watching the game? Checking out the mega rituals? Yes, they did find the plane also, and very unfortunate situation there. Super sad, super scary. So yeah, these plane situations happening. Yeah, I'm gonna say it all over. We've been doing these live streams and talking about things. Some topics I've been repeating over, and we're gonna continue. Yeah, it's been a wild start to the year, a wild end to the year. It's been a wild year. It's been a wild ride this whole life. How about yours? Jeez. fog, the attacks, the plane situations, and choppers and drones, new president, protests now. A lot of good things happening though too. You can't. This is not like a doom show. No, 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 no. We observe, acknowledge, and keep living, keep pushing forward, even when we can't. Sometimes just move a little bit. That's all we need to do, and enjoy the ride. So yeah, superb owl ritual. Very interesting title there. Nice little breakdown. And I did check this out. And you could see these what do you want to call them? Demons, devils, reptoids. Cuz the devil was what do you guys think? Is he like the head of the reptilians? Is the devil a reptilian?
Is the devil a reptilian?
Well, he was kind of depicted. Was it, was the snake in the Garden of Eden? Was that the devil? Was it a snake? I don't know. And yeah, I'm keeping an eye. I was actually watching updates on the whole plane situation, so I'm staying on top of that too. And it's got my attention. And yeah, just imagine. I don't know, man. Just seems like it was. I don't know if they landed on ice or some snow of some sort. I'm sure, but I don't know if they landed in the ocean. It seems like, and they said it was icy out there. I'm not sure, but then the plane seemed to be on top of it wasn't in water or anything like that. There was pictures of it, but I hear they got to send like helicopters to get to the site, and yeah, it's just scary stuff. But yeah, it's a common thing in Alaska. It's wild. Alaska is wild, I imagine. And what else does he get into this video that I remember? And I was doing other things. So I wasn't fully paying attention, but it was some good stuff there. So we could expect something at the Super Bowl coming up here. There was talks of rabbits. You see these devils or demons here, and they seem to be sitting on like eggs or something. So eggs, the talks of fertility came up, spring, and yeah, check this video out. And egg 666 there gets into how he relates that to the egg, and we hope Dona enjoys his time in Japan. So that popped up also. So more egg stuff coming my way. Hopefully not in the face. Dodge that. Throwing cabbage, tomatoes. Russell makes eggnog. Ooh, not a fan, but cheers. And so yeah, eggs, UFOs, ETs, alien came to mind. We got that egg cracking there. Almost like a V looking thing there. You guys like the alien movies? The first one, of course. I was young when that one came out. This pyramids from space looks pretty cool too down here. Lovey love. Let's see. You ever had Krispy Kreme? Yes. You can see how high up I am in the chat here. I'm making my way. I'm ascending down slowly. Yeah, it's hella toxic, right? Wild man. We gotta go. Does Irwan sell donuts? Vegan, vegan donuts, perhaps. You mistaken eggs for 2.99. Yep, I remember when a dime costed a dime. Willie Nelson said in Half Baked. I like that organic donut spot in Santa Monica, Blue Star. Hold up, bro. There's a donut shop on Santa Monica and is it Fairfax? And that's a gnarly corner there, let me tell you. You got to be careful. That's where the reptilians would be, shapeshifters. You know what I mean? Uh yeah. There used to be a cool record store. What was it? Penny Lane, right up the street there. And actually that might be yeah, that's Santa Monica. But yeah, no, I got to check out that organic donut spot for sure. Blue Star. Okay. That's interesting because we'll be mentioning the dog star here in a bit. Wild man, don't go to bed on me. We got Mr. Big Red Dog stepping in. Uh yeah, man, it is everything. There's no food for us here in Babylon, man. It's like you can't go anywhere and have any even I was mentioning even the healthy like so-called healthy places sometimes the other day I was mentioning like the portions, and I'm not into like the fake meats and stuff like that. There's like certain taco places where you can get tacos and stuff like that, and they're good. They're some of them are if they do it right, they're good. But yeah, sometimes that type of the fake meat will get to. I can't have too much of it, maybe just a little bit. But yeah, I'd rather have just like veggies hooked up a certain way and yeah, there's people that know how to cook, really good veggie and vegan stuff, and that'll fill you, and that'll have all the good stuff your body and soul needs, man. Another donut spot, Venice, originally from Hawaii. Ooh, sell a J Dilla donut? No way. What? We gotta. All right, we gotta talk. Share that. We gotta share that out. We'll look into that. Let's see. It's on Venice. And yeah, the donuts, the really good ones, which are probably sugary and all that. Uh, that I was talking about earlier was I think they're Thai people. And then where were we? All right, we've seen the alien egg that came to mind, and yes, so aliens, UFOs, eggs crashing, eggs, egg crisis, and yes, reptiles do lay eggs, right? These little eggs look pretty cool, and it says here amniotic eggs that have shells. Let's see, reptile eggs are amniotic eggs that have shells that are either hard or leathery. They contain a yolk, amniotic fluid, and an airspace, and are laid by most reptiles, including snakes, turtles, lizards, and crocodilos. Oh, I won't say that too loud here. Lovey love, you say it. I gotta watch out, huh? As we talk about the reptile. So yeah, I got a few things to pull up. I'll be pulling things up. Hopefully, this will be opening up some avenues of rabbit holes. And speaking of reptiles, all this egg talk got me for some reason now thinking of reptiles. Hmm. And yeah, just recently they were mentioning the underground catacombs, LA lizard people. And so Wildman, who else is in the LA area here in the chat? If not, come on through, but let's try to figure out where some of these entrances are. I was talking about Elysian. I heard Elysian Park is supposedly have some sort of maybe openings or who knows what. But look, here there's areas of gold in this map. There's still gold in these hills here, boys. Oh yeah. That's what they say about up north too. I believe it. Gold, 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 gold. And then there's some smaller writing there. Looks like mentioned something about Broadway and then Sunset cement steps to Sunset. And I'm sure it's referring to Sunset Boulevard. This is all underground. But I thought they said it was supposedly in the shape of a lizard or a reptile, the cavern underground. I don't really see that. Maybe. Here it is again. A little further down the map there. Got a little writing there. We'll have to zoom in on that. Don't forget, you could zoom in, YouTubers, if you're on your phone or iPad. And but on the big screen, I guess that don't work, right? Unless your TV could do could the TVs do that now? Could the big screen TVs could those zoom in? So yeah, we gotta let's see, find where these entrances are. I've been wanting to go under Los Angeles, but I hear yeah, there's a whole culture of underworld people and even the like the rough grimy dudes that go by outside of the shop and stuff like that because I talk about these folks. They're out there and I've talked to them, some of them, about these underground areas of LA and if they have any knowledge. And some of them have, yeah, they've heard of it and they know that there's yeah, a whole other world of people that live down there and they don't even really go down there. These guys are already on a street level are out there. So that tells me something. And yeah, list of let's see. This is another one we pulled up and to wiki. Here they got that reptoid there. Looks like is that the dude? Was it Land of the Lost where they had some reptilians too? Also, but yeah, here mythology, and it gets into all the different cultures. And I'm sure, Gerald, have you done a show on that yet? All the different cultures that have some sort of reptile represented in either their beliefs or some sort of uh, creation myth, and there's quite a list there. And off the top, I yeah, I could think of what there's Quetzalcoatl, right? Again in the Bible, the Garden of Eden, there's that snake, and let's see, Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent. Yes, and that feathered serpent has been in several other cultures as well. We were mentioning with Midwest Night Watchers when we talked about the Olmecs that it was found in that civilization as well. Some sort of feathered serpent. Here is Quetzalcoatl, the plumed serpent. And so yeah, very reptoid like. Do you all have a favorite reptile out there that's in a different culture or maybe local culture, native culture? Hmm. And then we also see, where did we go after we went? Oh yeah, Medusa came up. Also, bad rapper, Wild Man. If you're still in here, I know you. I know you know Medusa. Haven't seen her in a long time, and I think this might be it. Oh, here we got a little Garden of Eden. And what fruit was that? And did she really give it to Adam? Anyone making coffee in chat? Oh yeah, I forget I got a beverage here. Let's crack that. Yeah. Got a few more things to check out here. Should get a little more interesting. Hopefully you're finding this a little bit interesting. Ooh. Yeah. And then also the this has come up, and people talk about I've heard people mention that they may be hybrids of some sort, with maybe some sort of ET or just different things. But yeah, I've heard a lot of people claim to be ET hybrids. There's a lot of talk of the star seeds and stuff like that. And but then I've heard people mention that we uh all could be hybrids. And so it makes you think of the things like, okay, if we are, yeah, what are we hybrids with? Are we hybrids with maybe some sort of, I don't know, some other ape? Or, and some say we have reptilian traits as humans. And so one of the things that I've learned that is very similar to yeah, the reptiles, right? We just seen they lay eggs, right? And the female also has eggs, the human female, which I thought was pretty interesting. And then what else? There's a few other things off the top of the head that I could think of. What we shed skin. which is another thing that some reptiles, or what, all reptiles, do they all shed their skin? Yeah. Another thing is what they talk about, the reptilian brain also, like this so-called primitive part of our brain. But is it really primitive, or is it just maybe that it's or it developed during the primitive stages of our development? I don't know. But or is it just something that maybe it's, maybe they mean maybe like subconscious. The third eye, I've heard people mention, could be like some sort of reptilian trait as well. And yeah, there's a few other things that have popped up also that I thought were fascinating along those lines of humans and reptiles. Some of the things that uh, kind of match. And it was, what was it? Here we go. Mm, mm, Where'd you go? There's something else here that popped into my head. Uh, and it's yeah, really quick. I also talked about this movie because the reptilians came up even with Dr. Dennis Carroll, and he was asking about reptilians in LA and this and that, and I just, well, the whole movie scene came to mind. And here's the Medusa that I had pulled up earlier to share. Ooh, don't look at her. She'll get you stoned. But yeah, there was something pretty gnarly. So just a heads up, if I find it here, it might trip people out. And it's this right here. Sorry about that. Anyone heard of this before? The vestigial tail. I think I pronounced that right. You can see this depiction here on the bottom left, and it's like a human, and it's got a little tail coming out of it. And I've actually seen some real pictures of this. So it's a real, I guess you could call it a phenomenon, right? It's pretty trippy. And yeah, strange anomaly that the produces, the human body produces at times. And yeah, could that be something reptilian related or reptile related? Anyone ever heard of this? Talking Enki and Marduk. And speaking of Enki and Marduk, let's go ahead and try and pull that up. I just seen that. Whoops, not that. Here we go. We're kind of gonna, yeah. I'm always all over the place with this stuff as I'm showing stuff, but it's cool. I feel okay with it. It's on the fly. I just kind of went down these rabbit holes really quick, and I pulled these things up. And let's say, let's share this. Da, 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 da. Enki Marduk. I had something here. Oh, wait, wrong one. Look, is he shape shifting there? Is he vibrating? Yikes. I didn't mean to scare you folks. Boom. Da, 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 da. Hmm. The Nagas, also speaking of ancient cultures and stuff like that. Brother William Nighthawk just the other night was talking, and the Nagas came up. And yeah, another one to keep in mind there. Nagas are a race of divine or semi divine beings that appear in many Asian religions. They are often depicted as half human, half snake beings, or as dragons and water spirits. The Nagas. But yeah, Enki and Marduk, and there's these figurines, and actually with Jessica Jones just the other night, there was Psionics. I forget his full name, but I think he goes by Psionic. Cool dude. He's pretty interesting dude. I've seen him on before, and he was sharing these like, I guess, little artifacts that he had. One of them was like very alien looking, and yeah, pretty trippy stuff there. Here we go again. Unveiling the mysteries of the reptilian brain. So you could find stuff on this. It's a pretty cool oops. I was gonna share it's like an AI depiction they got there, but I'm really trying to find where are you? Jeopardy music. That it? Nope. There's these little figurines that reminded me of what Psionic had, and he was showing on the show, and it's like he looked the one that he showed. He was showing this like what is it? Obelisk, and then there was these little alien figurine things that were super cool, and it reminded me very much of the Sumerian. Right here we go. Finally, bro. Jeez. Put everybody to sleep. Ancient reptilians, the unanswered mystery of the 7,000-year-old Ubaid lizard men. It was very similar to that. And if these things are real, it's super cool. And look at that right there. It looks like a little baby reptoid suckling on the boob. So this might be a female here. I've never really noticed that. Anyone checked that before? Facts, the devil is a reptilian, says Wild Man. Ha! Cuidado, watch out with El Diablo. Not sure what Love's talking about there, but maybe someone might want to read that later. But yeah, this came to mind, and especially when you mentioned Marduk and Enki. So yeah, again, the Babylon. So this is Sumerian, I think it is, and then of course the Babylonian culture comes to mind, and yeah, the talks of reptilians. I learned a lot of this stuff also from David Icke back in the day. I'm sure some of you have as well. Maybe some of you have not heard of David Icke, and I haven't heard much from him lately. But there's David there, and here, it's BBC News. David Icke on 911 and lizards in Buckingham Palace. So yeah, he gets into the whole royal family and how they're, you know, possibly reptoids, reptilian, and but again, like if we have those traits, maybe we all are, and there's I've heard of a hierarchy of these beings, so maybe that's just what it is. They're just part of the higher hierarchy. And I hear some of those Draco cats be rocking capes. Uh, can you confirm that, Wild Man? Do the top shot collar Dracos rock capes? That's what I hear. And of course, with David Icke, I ended up learning that he had learned a lot of his stuff from Credo Mutua. And I know Wildman's been mentioning Credo lately. We've been because again, all these these topics have been popping up in certain shows recently. So a lot of these names have been popping up also. So I'm really glad to kind of bring it together here. And so yeah, Credo gets into the Chitahuri, and I don't remember if were the Chitahuri reptilian like. I believe so. And he also gets into the Nomos. Yes, the Nomos. You're a vegan. You think? Oh, okay. You're a vegan and you think chemicals? Okay. Um. Yeah, the Nomos are, I guess, another ET race from the Sirius star system. Yeah, that's Sirius, and I believe it's Series B, and they are supposedly also some sort of aquatic type being, and I believe they did come to this Earth. Uh, and I remember, yeah, kind of diving into the Nomos and the Chitahuri and learning about Credo and I don't know if is he still around. I wonder if Credo's still around. Not sure. And here we got Wildman sharing a link. Thank you, sir. There it is. Holy Grails is the is the spot that sells the J Dilla donuts. Boom, there it is. I'll remember that. So yeah, Credo Mutua. And so when I was diving into David Icke and everything, I think it was like a little bit like around 2012, was it? I want to say around that time, maybe a little later, but getting into Cradle, and then you start, with David Icke, he would do these long talks and stuff, and it was interesting stuff at the time. I really enjoyed it. I respect David and what he does and whatever. People's of course always talk, but he put me up on game on a lot of the reptilian stuff, and I like how he broke it down. He made it very easy for me to digest, and then yeah, I eventually went about my way and started learning other things about that particular topic as well. But definitely learned a lot from Ike, and with that, I also learned. It was funny. I had it ran into me. I guess got handed to me this disc with, and we are still, I guess, using CDs at that time. But it was the Alex Jones situation when he broke into the Grove, and yeah, let's see, think that's it. I was gonna share something on the Grove and David Icke, but I guess yeah, I'm not sure if any of you have watched any of those interviews with David and him explaining about the Grove, yeah, the Bohemian. And so yeah, I was really diving into a lot of that stuff, and he was there was mentioning some mentionings of some of this reptilian activity happening there, and I thought it was pretty trippy. Let's see. And then the name, once you start getting deep into some of David's stuff, the name Arizona Wilder pops up. Anyone ever heard of her and her situation and ever listened to some of her interviews? Well, it is wild. Yeah, Wilder's stories are wild. Let me tell you, pretty far out and deep stuff. And yeah, as you can see here, Arizona Wilder. Then it gets into the MK stuff, which is interesting. And the whole NK stuff, I would grab it, but got Brian's book over here, Montauk Project, and it made me think of that. When I think MK, that whole topic comes up of Montauk. So interesting there, little connection to that, which doesn't surprise me. And if you haven't checked out her interviews, Lovey Love, I think you would find her interviews super interesting. And anyone else who's into this stuff, as far as reptilians and MK, and yeah, Arizona Wilder. Check it out. And what else we have here? You guys like how I popped up this cat? I had to. We're talking about reptilians. Of course, he's got to pop up. Something about Greer. I don't know. He's buff as hell too. Kind of scary. Philip, I see you. And how do you pronounce Iadia? Iadia. Hola. Anyone use ground penetrating radar to track? No. Greetings, Nana. So yeah, the Grove is another can of worms, and there's a recent YouTube channel as well that has infiltrated the Grove and several times. And that channel, if you look up Dancer on YouTube, and yes, Dancer is another wild one, and it's just mind blowing that they got up in there and did what they did and are still alive to talk about it. Oh man, I wouldn't recommend doing any of that. But check it out if you haven't seen it. Super super interesting, super scary, and yeah, not too far from here. It's I mean a few hours up north, and I pass by that area a whole lot. I mean, not directly. We've stayed in an Airbnb and celebrated a friend's birthday very near the Grove there, so I know very familiar what the area looks like. But yeah, never thought of going in or doing anything along those lines that these dudes did. And yeah, definitely share those videos out pretty far out. And he does some other stuff too, like train hopping and climbing on bridges, getting drone footage. It's pretty wild. Dancer. And I think Wildman's right up your alley, as well as Magneticus. Garrel, I think you might be into some Dancer. Who knows? Philip might be also. And speaking of the Grove, so they got the owl there, right? They're known for that, the owl being their symbol. And but trippy that here we go. There's that thing. Moloch. And yeah, they made it all the way to the owl. They went inside of, I think it's one of these rocks here. You could actually go in, and all happening in those redwoods there. You never know what's going on behind the redwood curtain, let me tell you. And since then, there's been a few other guys who have also, I think, infiltrated, tried doing what they did, but they didn't quite do it like Dancer does it. And seems like a young guy too, so hopefully he has much more life left in him, and that he continues to bring us along on his journey. On his journey. Hola, Patricia. That was a surprise. I slipped up on my words there. I was surprised to see Patricia. No, we don't sleep. Good to see you. Much love to you, Patricia. Thank you for showing up lately, and much love to you in Brazil. So yeah, creepy stuff here, Bohemian, and yeah, I've gotten into a whole lot of the stuff they say that may be going on there, and are they turning into reptilians in there? I don't know. It's interesting when you hear the stuff Ike had to say. There goes a ghetto bird chopping, and this is what the egg has led me down to tonight, folks. It's all started with the egg. What came first, the reptilian or the egg? And speaking of that, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Or what came first, the chicken or the dinosaur? Are chickens reptilians? Chickens are descendants of dinosaurs, which are considered reptiles from an evolutionary perspective. Huh. Little chicken reptoid connection there. You're the snake. Yeah, you ever seen some of those dragon? It's like yeah, China was putting on these drone displays with dragons and UFOs, and which is funny now that I think of it, dragon UFO. Ah, no, that's what we call those fast movers. And next, let's see. I think we got a little more here. We're almost through here. And what's chat saying? Any talks of anything we've been chatting about tonight? Anyone, any input? I've been a little focused over here with the trying to get these articles up. And I think we did get through most of them. Let's see. Yeah, we did. Right on. So, yeah, that's what. Oh, yes. Hold on. Speaking of reptilians, Yeah, you can't forget there's the boys there and you know what they're consuming. Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about this movie earlier. We have a painting of Johnny, and then the talks of this movie came up because there's a scene, and let's see if uploaded that scene there. And that was pretty cool. I think that was a site to make gifs. So it was asking me if I wanted to make that a GIF. And I kind of did, but I don't know if I'm going to. But I would just wanted to show that. And then there's this scene every time reptilians come up now and everything. There's the scene in Fear and Loathing, and it just always brings me back to this scene here again when the talks of reptilians come up. And if you haven't seen this movie, you should check it out. Yeah, heavy psychedelic usage, and yeah, it's funny that as soon as he steps into this casino, because there's always talks of like Vegas and the types of people that are there, and this movie was explaining it, and yeah, these people it turned into a freaking reptile zoo. What he said. And yeah, later on in that movie, they end up finding some of that stuff that they were that you seen them consuming, and it's an interesting topic. Benny Loco, what up, kaiju? There's the dinosaur scene in the movie. Yep. And actually there's if you look right here, there's a gorilla there. And I could tell you off the top, if I were tripping balls, that gorilla, I'd probably think it was a Sasquatch. Good to see you, Kaiju. It's been a minute. You've been laying low, huh? Supposedly the lurkers are real. What they call the beings like an aliens. Like an aliens. Benny Loco, how's it going? Got the bowls packed? I'm just about ready for another one. And so yeah, wild movie. Seen it a bunch of times, but yeah, I do always keep in mind the adrenal part and yeah, this reptilian scene here. Trippy stuff. And this all started again with the egg. If you're popping in late here, we were talking about uh just the egg crisis. Um and just with the talk of eggs and the different situations that were happening. We had a truck crash out here locally with a bunch of eggs. We had that egg UFO incident. People fighting for eggs at Costco. Quite a few things we went through tonight, all the way into ancient cultures, modern day not so secret societies, ET races, and all with the old Eggy Wag here. So keep an eye out for the Super Bowl. We'll be seeing some quite a show there on at halftime. Sure, there might be some eggs involved. And again, we'll share this Donut Factory channel. He's got a good little video out there. And we also touched on the owl tonight again. You know, with the Bohemian Grove. The Bohemian Grove.
The Bohemian Grove.
No thanks. Dabs in the air. Benny Loco don't care. That's right. Cheers. So yeah, y'all, keep an eye out for any eggy activity, any foul eggy smells. You know, it's been stinky. I've been reporting on the stink outside the shop, spraying. Keep an eye on all that stuff as well, folks. And here's a juicy one. Wild man. And yeah, get back to me on some of these topics, y'all. Maybe hopefully didn't stir things up the wrong way. Maybe it stirred some interesting thoughts on what may be going on. What are they throwing at us? What's the universe? What's the realm throwing at us? And no, things are good. Life is good. There's great things happening as well. And yeah, we focus on some of the dark stuff sometimes. You know, you can't. I can't help it. I need to know. I want to know what's going on as much as possible. And yeah, let's see here. Suspects at gunpoint. Here, I'll show you that. 1.4 miles away. Let's get off of here. Check out Donut. Let me pull this up for you. Oh yeah, you can hear the chopper outside. That's probably why they're out there. Let's see. Suspects at gunpoint. And this is the Citizens app there. You see, you could. Do y'all have that Citizens app? You could go live. There's emojis, notifications. Yeah, 1.4 miles, Floral Drive and North. I won't mention that other street, but I'll check in because I know someone who does live up there. Hopefully, they're all right. But yeah, there's always something popping off out here, and a lot of things I don't report on. But yeah, I'm gonna be reporting on a lot more local stuff here, and I do keep in touch with stuff going on up north as well. I watch as much stuff up there. It's like if I was living up there still. You know, I still touch base with a lot of the news sources and outlets. And if anyone's interested, there's the Lost Coast Outpost. That's a good one for Humboldt County and surrounding counties. And then you have Redheaded Black Belt. Yeah, Kim Kemp. And they have websites, and Kim has an Instagram. She has a YouTube as well. She's more active on the Instagram. And Kim Kemp, she yeah, redheaded black belt. She does know martial arts. And our son, who also knows martial arts, uh not our she did, I don't have a kid with her. My son. He also took martial arts classes with Kim Kemp. So that's super cool. And yeah, so watch out. They could hurt someone. All right, we're getting to the hour and a half mark here. I'm gonna let y'all enjoy the rest of the morning, the rest of the night, wherever you may be. Hope you're good. Thank you for tapping in. And yeah, give me some feedback. Maybe drop a message in the comments pertaining to the subjects tonight. And hopefully we get to do this again. Yeah, we'll be at the shop tomorrow, Sunday. I'm not sure. Who knows? We might be watching this ritual from somewhere. And but I'll definitely be touching base with y'all. I'm gonna be surfing the YouTube streets here for a little bit before I crash out, and then let's go ahead and throw some sounds on here. Yeah. Y'all stay blessed. One love.
What's up?